There has never been a more seismic event in hip-hop history than what you are about to hear. Ignore the fabricated arguments. Ignore reality shows that are pre-written. This is devastating, unvanished, and raw. We've discovered a scandal tonight that will destroy a whole legacy, not just one family. Social internet is exploding with leaked audio, which is already being referred as the year's most startling betrayal. This covert recording shows Mama Jones yelling a volcanic scream at her own son, Jim Jones, while Chrissy, the lady who has battled valiantly for her position in his life, is at last with fire in her eyes. There is a gasp from the fans. Insiders speculate that this could be the end of one of hip-hop's pillars, and the industry is shivering. Most famous partnerships. As if this disaster couldn't get much worse, the tapes reveal a web of deceit, covert treachery, and power conflicts that will leave you panting. No one is safe, but everyone is picking sides. Not Chrissy, not Mama Jones, and not Jim. This isn't just drama in the family. It's war. Hold on tight. This is because everything you believe to be true about the Jones dynasty will be altered permanently in the next few minutes. The internet was slammed by the leak. Fans were idly browsing through their accounts one minute, and then timelines everywhere were filled with fragments of a voice that could not be misheard, a covert audio recording of Mama Jones's furious, uncensored, and unrepentant behavior could ruin everything Jim Jones has worked so hard to create. Her voice trembles with anger as she yells at her own son in this terrifying leak, accusing him of weakness, treachery, and something more sinister that even insiders couldn't believe. Furthermore, if that wasn't sufficient to jolt the however, Chrissy retaliated right away, launching her own storm. Years of following this family led some people to believe they had seen it. All disputes captured on tape, compromises, even tears. However, there is nothing like Mama Jones's unadulterated, raw sound, which makes even seasoned industry insiders remark, "I've never heard her like this before." It sounds like a private family moment opens the audio. However, things get out of hand so fast that you can hear Jim Jones get quiet as his mother rips him to fragments. At one point, her voice breaks with anger as she calls Chrissy by name and accuses her of being a parasite who destroyed this family. Parisa is a word that causes shockwaves only by itself, via the fan base, trending with hashtags right away and igniting heated discussions. Chrissy didn't just relax though. According to insiders, Chrissy's inner circle started leaking messages, images of texts, and alleged private discussions that presented an alternative narrative within hours of the breach. Chrissy claims in those purported communications that Mama Jones orchestrated the whole collapse, secretly manipulated Jim, and even sowed the seeds of paranoia to prevent Chrissy from ever being fully accepted. The messages appear genuine enough to make supporters go crazy. Furthermore, it is too spicy and sensational for the internet to overlook the possibility that Mama Jones planned her own son's suffering. The first social media platform to explode was Twitter. Not Mama Jones calling Chrissy a parasite and Chrissy being silent, but the receipts are out now, was one of the tweets that went viral. Fans added subtitles to slow down Mama Jones' voice to highlight each slur as the audio snippets went viral. On Instagram, the makers of TikTok fixed the leaked audio featuring vintage hip-hop and love clips, claiming that we now know why Mama Jones didn't like Chrissy. The commotion started right away and got worse every hour. Jim was blindsided, according to an unnamed source close to him behind the scenes. The insider claims that Jim was unaware that the conversation was being recorded, and when the sound stopped, according to the source, he was in a panic when his phone rang with thousands of missed calls. You can't take something like that back. Once it's on the internet, it's everlasting. According to the same insider, Jim made a valiant attempt to call Chrissy to try to soothe her, but she refused. Chrissy allegedly informed him instead that she was ready to fight fire with fire and was tired of being the quiet one, and she fought. Another shocking revelation came late that evening. A clear audio recording of Chrissy's voice denouncing Mama Jones as toxic and manipulative. Chrissy may be heard saying, "I'm sick of bowing down," in the recording. "I refuse to allow her to ruin me. She wants power and doesn't want love. She doesn't even respect her own son." The internet seemed to be dividing into two camps due to the intensity of Chrissy's remarks and Mama Jones' previous outburst, and fans hurried to support one side. Trended overnight, with supporters saying that Chrissy deserves more after years of enduring Mama Jones' rudeness. One tweet went viral, Mama Jones, on the other hand, redoubled her efforts, claiming that Chrissy has always been the issue and that she has been a barrier between mother and son. Mama warned us from day one. She said, "Divide was ugly, with friendships, families, and fan groups arguing online like never before." Now, another fan posted, "One, and she's only stating what we all knew earlier, but the situation got considerably uglier when celebrities started to weigh in." One Love and hip-hop Atlanta reality star uploaded a strange Instagram post that said, "Perhaps you should pay attention when your mother doesn't like her." Another hip-hop artist known for his messy Twitter fingers tweeted, "I got the audio. That person is a tyrant, not a mother." These remarks merely added fuel to a fire that was already blazing. What makes this? Insiders whispered that Jim was getting ready for a big business deal, which is why the timing of the controversy is so combustible, not just the terms being used. A collaboration that would have ultimately cemented his reputation beyond music, but with Chrissy retaliating with leaked invoices, Mama Jones yelling into the abyss, and supporters prepared to boycott, the whole strategy is in jeopardy. One executive who wished to remain unnamed even said, "Nobody wants to touch this mess. It's too poisonous. You have no idea what will be revealed next." And that's precisely what keeps viewers riveted. The worry that we haven't even begun to explore. Even more harmful than what we've heard, there are already rumors that more tape is waiting to be released. According to some, Chrissy has been listening to Mama's voicemails, holding them as ammunition in case things went this terrible. Jones held them for months. Some people think Mama Jones has supporters who would reveal information about Chrissy, portraying her as the supreme manipulator. In any case, the following action might irrevocably ruin reputations. Even Jim's closest friends are beginning to turn away from him because the pandemonium has become so out of control. This is bad for business, bro. Fix it or we can't roll with you, a long-standing partner reportedly told Jim frankly, according to one source. Imagine being Jim. Jones was torn between a woman who supported him through thick and thin and his mother, both of whom had recordings and were prepared to burn the earth to demonstrate their point. Then, as if the drama couldn't get much more intense, a brief video clip purporting to be Jim himself appeared online, declaring that he can no longer bear it. He broke down in tears. Although the veracity of the video has not been verified, the idea that Jim may have reached a breaking point further strengthened the feeling of tragedy, leaving fans to wonder, is there a darker secret ready to blow up? Or is this just the start of a family implosion that will never be forgotten? Because if this story has taught us anything, it is that nothing is beyond limits, and given the rate at which these leaks are occurring, the worst might be yet to come. The industry was still in shock the morning after the first leak, but none was ready for the second wave that would strike before dawn. Around 5 in the morning, further audio snippets surfaced, purportedly taken from deep within Jim's inner circle. The first leak sounded almost gentle due to the murmurs in these clips. In this round, a man's voice, purportedly a longtime crew member of Jim's, asserts believes that Chrissy was the true target all along and that Mama Jones has been keeping secrets about Jim for years, waiting for the right moment to reveal them. You can hear the intensity in the insider's voice as she says, "Mama don't care if she burns it all down," in the video, which went viral on Twitter after being shared in secret group chats. If Chrissy doesn't win, she'll take Jim with her. That one line, "She dragged Jim with her," became the day's most popular TikTok meme, even in furious Facebook tirades from admirers who were shocked that a mother would say something like that. As if that weren't enough, hours later, another leak was discovered. Later, this one was a video as well as audio. Chrissy is seen in the blurry video walking back and forth while reportedly on the phone with a companion. Her voice is piercing, nearly shattering. She is crying as she says, "I don't know how much longer I can take this. Separate, and I'll permanently leave if he doesn't confront her." A firestorm was sparked by the fact that Chrissy's threat to leave Jim was caught on tape. Fans weren't only talking all of a sudden regarding Mama Jones. They were speculating that Jim and Chrissy's whole relationship would end. Rage. The web became brutal. Trending hashtags included Mama Control and Chrissy Walk Away. Fans shared montages of hip-hop and past love situations in which Chrissy and Mama Jones fought, portraying them as early cautions. People were fighting in the comment sections about whether Mama Jones was correct all along or if Chrissy deserved better. Even rumor websites became involved, excavating interviews from 10 years ago in which Mama Jones alluded to her lack of faith in Chrissy. They were reanalyzing every word. Behind closed doors, every old clip is given a new meaning. According to sources, Jim was losing his mind. One insider claims that during a private studio session, Jim yelled at his team, demanding to know who had leaked the videos. He believes it to be a relative. According to the source, he doesn't trust anyone at the moment. Fans speculated that even the paranoia exacerbated the mayhem. It's possible that those in Jim's own group are giving the leaks influence. Then the most unexpected turn of events occurred. Purportedly stolen texts from Mama Jones herself. Social media was inundated with screenshots of what appeared to be Mama Jones emailing a pal about ending Chrissy's relationship permanently. Among the fans gasped when they read, "She believes she won, but I'll have the final say. I reared him, and he'll always be mine." Was this a phony screenshot or was it authentic? Made to stir things up? It just spread more quickly because of the uncertainty. Celebrities jumped into the mix right away. A giggling rapper shared a "This is why you keep family out of your relationship." Another reality star commented, adding an emoji to the remark, "Y'all mamas be wildening, but this is different." The celebrities' responses turned the family's life around, and even Wendy Williams' name began trending once more, with admirers making jokes like, "Wendy would have eaten this story alive." There was no turning back the clock as the war turned into a full-fledged corporate spectacle. However, after that night was the most terrifying. There was another leaked secret recording purportedly showing Mama Jones on the phone, not just yelling, but crying this time. In the leaked, even her supporters were taken aback by the unadulterated anguish in her voice as she yells, "He was mine before he was hers, and I'll die before I lose him." Was this a woman's deliberate attempt to elicit compassion from the audience, or was it the sound of a mother collapsing under the strain? No one could agree. The walls for Jim were getting closer. He was seen by paparazzi exiting a restaurant with his head lowered, clearly upset, and not responding to any questions. Meanwhile, Chrissy was captured appearing enraged as she stormed into a building with her phone close to her ear. Online, the images were shared side by side with descriptions such as "the Jones family's collapse," "dynasty," and "someone always loses when love and loyalty collide." Rumor had it that Chrissy was almost ready to strike out in the end. A reference suggested that she had an unpublished voicemail from Jim in which he admits to feeling stuck between his partner and his mother. If there is such a recording, and if it falls, it might be the final nail in Jim's public persona. Fans have already begun to speculate that Chrissy may use it as her final form of retaliation. Fans, meanwhile, deluged live broadcasts, requesting clarification. In an attempt to get a response, some even streamed live from outside Mama Jones' neighborhood. The commotion became so severe that police were claimed to have been named for the people that flocked nearby. The world knew that this was no longer merely entertainment when the distinction between real-life peril and celebrity drama became hazy. Everyone in its path was consumed by this scandal. Nevertheless, a last puzzle piece that no one had anticipated emerged in the midst of all this chaos. Late that evening, a teaser video of a phone call in which Jim supposedly raises his voice, something that fans hardly ever hear, was shared online by an unidentified account. Although the sample is only a few seconds long, it's enough to make the internet shiver. Jim's voice roars, "I'm going to leave you both if you don't stop." The internet took off. Was this evidence that Jim had finally lost it and was prepared to break off contact with Chrissy and his mother? Or was it merely another well-planned leak intended to drive everyone crazy? Fans were left in complete amazement, fighting, crying, and speculating after the abrupt finish of the clip. If Jim was telling the truth, then all we believed to be true regarding his allegiance has been broken. The suspense suddenly became even more acute. For if Jim is really prepared to leave both the lady he loves and the mother who reared him, then the consequences could ruin his legacy, career, and family. Who will do it next and how destructive will it be are the only questions. The internet had already been ravaged by the leaks like wildfire, but what followed would make everything that had happened before seem trivial. The globe gasped in shock. At Jim's, an anonymous account posted a time-stopping clip of an alleged threat to leave both. It was more than just shouting. This was more than simply a mess. Drama in the family. This was a live broadcast of devastation. Jim's voice trembles as he tries to quell the storm at the beginning of the video. But all of a sudden, Mama Jones's voice screams so loudly that it warps the sound. You believe that you can pick her above me. Until the day you die, you will regret this. The anger is roiling, trembling with something primordial and merciless, and suddenly there is a frightening calm. That silence, that moment of inaction, has been fans analyze it, saying you can hear Jim's breath catch as if even he knew this was the point at which there was no turning back. The video has been replayed millions of times. Social media exploded in a matter of minutes. Then, as if on cue, Chrissy's side fired their weapon. A fresh batch of voicemail leaks came to light, allegedly from Jim to Chrissy this time. His voice breaks with desperation in one message. I can't continue like this. My tranquility is you, but I'm descended from her. I lose myself if I lose you. I will lose my soul if I lose her. Fans were inconsolable as a result of the tragic paradox, divided between indignation and sympathy. Was Jim a victim of a power struggle between two women, or did he lack strength by not taking charge? The voicemails were acted out on TikTok by creators who combined Jim's comments with dramatic reenactments. One video that went viral depicted a woman dressed as Chrissy falling to the ground and a second actor playing Mama Jones yelling over her. After being devoured by fans, the dramatizations had millions of views were obtained. Every word was examined in Twitter conversations, with some claiming Jim was deceiving both ladies and others saying he was irreparably damaged. And then the greatest treachery occurred. Screenshots of what looked to be a group chat between Mama Jones' closest friends started to circulate. Mama is accused of boasting in one startling discussion. Claims she had other recordings that would permanently damage Chrissy's reputation. One spooky message says, she's wrong if she believes she can prevail. I'll bury her. The screenshots went viral, with each post being labeled in shock. This is more than simply drama, is war. Chrissy, however, was not going to back down. Hours after those screenshots appeared, there was another shocking revelation. It was video footage this time, shaky and grainy, yet damning. According to reports, the video depicts Chrissy and Jim having a furious confrontation. She yells, her voice breaking. Her voice was unbelievably painful. If you don't stand with me now, I swear this ends tonight. The desperation was unadulterated. While others accused Chrissy of playing the victim, many wept while watching it and left comments like, she gave him her whole life and he's breaking her heart in real time, claiming that she was distributing videos to support her claims. At this point, the conflict had become a worldwide spectacle. Popular blogs featured headlines such as The Jones War, Listens to Hip Hop and Chrissy vs. Mama Jones. Who will Jim pick? Even mainstream media picked it up, with hosts talking about the controversy as if they were important national breaking news. Industry insiders murmured that opportunities were being squandered, appearances were being ruined, and agreements were falling apart, all due to the public had been exposed to too much of the family turmoil. However, another nuclear bomb leak left the world stunned, just when fans believed the worst had been revealed. It wasn't just Chrissy or Mama Jones on the recording this time. Was there a whole 2-minute recording of Jim purportedly yelling at both women over a three-way phone conversation? His voice roared, I'm being torn apart by you all. Do you want me to make the decision? All right, I pick myself. I've had enough of you too. It sounds like Jim slams the phone to end the call. Then, chillingly, Chrissy sobs as Mama Jones cries in the background. Chrissy breaks down in tears. The internet went down. Is it true? If Jim had simply abandoned the woman he loved and the mother who reared him, the reactions were explosive and occurred instantly. While some admirers applauded him for at last prioritizing himself, others charged him with being weak, self-centered, and cowardly. When you try to please everybody and end up with nobody, according to a meme that inundated timelines with captions, and Jim responded, forget both. I'm out. However, the anguish was there behind the laughter. The following day, according to insiders, Jim was spotted leaving town, purportedly fleeing the storm to a secret getaway. He appeared shattered and hollow in paparazzi pictures, with his hood pulled low to avoid the cameras. Meanwhile, Chrissy was seen with friends at a lounge, feigning a smile, but obviously heartbroken. Fans speculated if Mama Jones had finally understood the harm she had inflicted, or if she was just planning her next move when she fell silent and apparently deactivated her phone. An unnamed hacking gang then claimed to have more as the world struggled to deal with the impact. They left a mysterious statement on the internet. The conflict isn't over. The largest tape has not yet been released. Keep an eye out. The internet as a whole collapsed. What could be worse than what we had heard so far? Was there a recording so combustible that Jim's career would be lost forever? Destroy Chrissy's reputation or permanently damage Mama Jones's reputation? The suspense was intolerable, and the terror was genuine. Fans flooded comment sections with their requests for clarification. Theories. According to some, the hackers obtained video of Jim confessing things he didn't want the world to see. Others asserted that years prior, Mama Jones had admitted to undermining Jim's career. Some even conjectured that the tap. Everyone was eager to learn, but no one anticipated that it would ruin her credibility. The last turn of events, a calendar leak, even those invitations appeared online. An illustration of a scheduled meeting between Jim, Mama Jones, and Chrissy for a final discussion. If accurate, it indicated that the family was about to confront one another once more, with the whole world observing, anticipating, and welcoming the consequences. One thing is certain, though, this is more than simply family drama now. This concerns power, legacy, and survival, and there might be no turning back when the next tape comes out. And now we're on the brink of the greatest cliffhanger in hip-hop history. Observed, Jim, Chrissy, and Mama Jones. Betrayal, leaks, and secrets so sinister that they can never be taken away have torn apart the family that once stood together. Back. Here's the reality, though. There is more to this story. By no means. With Chrissy is indicating that she has her own nuclear evidence ready to be released, and hackers are teasing even larger recordings. Additionally, Mama Jones vowed to never back down. The following chapter might destroy everything. Who will make it through this war? Will Jim actually leave both women? Will Chrissy break free at last and reveal the last tape? Or is Mama Jones going to exact the kind of retaliation that minimizes what we've witnessed? We're not discussing no more rumors. This is the sort of scandal that can change the course of history. You are unable to turn away because of this. You'll be lost if you miss even one update when the next shocking revelation occurs, because believe me, it will happen soon. That being said, before you forget, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe right away. Don't merely observe from a distance. Participate in the discussion, since your viewpoint could end up changing the course of the entire argument. Like dominoes, the leaks are falling. The mayhem is only becoming worse, louder, and the actual conflict is going to start.